Today, I'm going to track down one of the most sought-after flowers in all of video game history, the real-life Pikmin Flower. I will hunt down this rare blossom, snatch that herb, and present this floral marvel to my girlfriend as a gift. Back in 2001, Nintendo supposedly released special flowers to promote Pikmin. These flowers looked exactly like the top of a Pikmin's head, a white flower with 5 petals and a yellow pistil. But finding a 20-year-old flower based on an army of fictional plant people will not be easy. Little did I know my search would send me down a spiraling rabbit hole of the commodification of plants, the growth of industrial agriculture. It led me to libraries, to nurseries, into the DMs of corporate executives. It tested my research abilities, and at times it tried my patience. And all of this so I can give my girlfriend a cute little flower.
Stud.
So I booted up the old internet and got right to searching. And I am starting to think that maybe the internet isn't always a trustworthy location to find information.
1 out of every 100 copies of the original Pikmin game came with a bag of seeds.
Not gonna lie, sounds fake as hell. Needs to be fact-checked by some real American patriots.
And that's where I come in. I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but anyone who claims that Nintendo bioengineered a new species, or they were out there slinging dime bags of seeds,
Get us?
that's mostly all bullshit. And finding the real Pikmin flower in all of this bullshit will not be easy. Since the internet cannot be trusted, I had to roll up my sleeves and do this the old-fashioned way. I gathered up old newspapers, archived websites, magazines, trade publications. I'll drop a full list in the description below if you care about that kind of thing.
So what you're saying is, you're a dork?
So what did I find? Well, Nintendo released quite a few different Pikmin-themed flowers over the years. The earliest are these dope-ass press kits from 2001, and the latest is Germany's Sommerblumen 2023. But neither of these promotions are the Pikmin flower. One contained daisy seeds, and the other a seed mix, but neither claimed to be the flower that was found in the Pikmin game. The real Pikmin flower promotion came a week after Pikmin's original release in North America. On December 11th, 2001, Nintendo publicly announced a special promotion to release Pikmin flowers, real-life flowers that looked like in-game Pikmin. Nintendo partnered with S&G Seeds, a division of the agri-tech company Syngenta. Syngenta selected one of their flowers that most resembled a Pikmin, the Copacabana. The Copacabana. Other than being the cringiest flower pun you'll ever hear, this wasn't all that radical of a promotion. This was a simple renaming, but Copacabana was given the name the Pikmin flower.
Identical.
The press releases are pretty straightforward on this fact, but as early as 2001, blatant misreadings of the official announcement spawned rumors that this was some new species of flower. That is not true.
Liar!
In fact, the Pikmin flower is a relatively common plant. Its species is Sutera cordata, or Chainostoma cordatum, but it's commonly called bacoba, but not to be confused with this bacoba, because apparently we are terrible at naming shit. Now, finding the Pikmin flower's specific breed is a bit trickier. Using US patent records and Canadian PBR certificates, I was able to locate the Pikmin flower filed under the name Sudis 98. The plant was bred in the Netherlands in 1996. The Novartis Corporation marketed Sudis 98 under the name Copacabana. In 2000, Novartis merged with Zeneca Agrochemicals to form Syngenta. In 2001, Syngenta renamed the plant the Pikmin flower. And there you have it. Sudis 98, Copacabana, Hakuna Matata, the real-life Pikmin. There you go.
That's a bingo.
So in order to find the real Pikmin flower, I needed to find a bacoba produced from the cultivar Sudis 98. So I started to track down when and where the Pikmin flower became commercially available. And according to the press release, the Pikmin Flower was set to enter the market during the second half of 2002. The brand Proven Winners was to sell the flower in mixed containers and hanging baskets.
You got one part of that wrong. This is not
the Pikmin Flower.
But the more I searched, the more I started to doubt whether the Pikmin Flower was ever sold as the Pikmin Flower. No advertisements or promotional materials exist for the Pikmin Flower. And it kind of looks like the promotion never happened, or the deal fell through. And let's be honest, it wouldn't be the first time Nintendo gave promises they couldn't deliver on.
I've been saying it for 10 damn years.
After the December announcement, Nintendo wouldn't mention the Pikmin Flower for another 3 months. On March 20th, 2002, the Celebrate Spring with Pikmin promotional event was announced. Fans were encouraged to go to Pikmin.com, print out a mail-in order form, and send that bad boy in for some free Pikmin flowers. Participants received a special package containing white flowers with a yellow center that closely resembled the lovable plant-like creatures from Nintendo's action strategy game. This free promo sold out pretty quickly, and little evidence remains from this short-lived event. But we do know that these Pikmin flowers were not the Pikmin flowers. The spring promotion contained a seed stick, similar to the 2001 press kit, and they didn't have mature flowers. Nintendo also released a statement clarifying that the spring flowers were not the same as the Pikmin Flower promotion. They reassured fans that the real Pikmin flowers would be made available in spring. So in 1 year, Nintendo released 2 different Pikmin flowers, both of which we don't know jack shit about.
But wait! There's more!
Spring turned into summer, and yet, still no Pikmin flowers. In fact, most retail stores were still selling the flower under the old name, Copacabana, with no mention of Pikmin whatsoever. However, something a little strange happened that summer. In June 2002, Pikmin released in Europe, more than 6 months after it released in North America. Select electronic boutique and game stores in the UK had these nightmarishly costumed promoters for the release. The promoters actually handed out Pikmin flowers, the actual Pikmin flowers. They came in these small promotional pots with the words Copacabana, the Pikmin Flower, with the genus and the cultivar name written underneath. The editor-in-chief at Eurogamer had one special delivered to his home. And in all of my research, these are the only pictures of the Pikmin Flower promotion that I could find in the wild. So, enjoy this shit. While this proves that the Pikmin Flower did exist, it leaves a lot more questions than answers. Like, this deal was ironed out by Nintendo of America. So how the f*** did it end up in the UK?
Hello!
Also, this is supposed to be a retail promotion, not an in-store giveaway. Fans in the US and Canada should have been able to buy this in stores. And yet, I can't find actual confirmation that the Pikmin Flower was ever sold as stated in the press release. I needed to get to the bottom of this. So I reached out to Nintendo of America and some of their former employees to see if they could provide some insider information about this damn flower. And after a few emails and sliding into them corporate DMs, I quickly realized that no one wanted to talk to me. I was ghosted like a bad date. Luckily for me, the company that sold the Pikmin Flower, Proven Winners, answered my request, and they really came through for me in a big way.
God bless you!
Turns out, both the Copacabana and the Pikmin Flower names were used by Proven Winners throughout the 2000s. But if you're expecting some crazy cross-promotional memorabilia out of this, you're not gonna get it. Due to lukewarm game sales, the Pikmin Flower didn't receive a lot of promotion, and that's pretty easy to see. Pikmin certainly did not live up to Nintendo's lofty expectations, and promoting the game 5 months after its initial release probably didn't help. But the name change did happen, but it definitely flew under the radar. Only one question remained. Could I still buy it? Unfortunately, Proven Winners informed me that the Sudis 98 cultivar is no longer on the market, meaning as of right now, it is impossible to purchase the exact breed of flower that Nintendo promoted in 2001. But Just because I can't buy the Pikmin Flower doesn't mean I can't buy a Pikmin Flower. Is it cheating? Maybe. But I have no choice at this point, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. When I searched for a suitable replacement, I wanted a flower that was comparable to the original, and I wanted to give some love back to Proven Winners for all of their help. So I landed on Proven Winners Snowstorm. Now, it's important to remember that Pikobas are sold as annuals. So if you wait until autumn to find them, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you do wait late in the year, you may have to blow your cover, enlist your girlfriend and your family into forming a call center in your home, and calling every nursery in multiple states to find it, but who would do that? That just sounds crazy. Luckily, we found our Pikmin flowers, and after a little bit of driving, I'm happy to say we reached the finish line. I finally have some Pikmin flowers, and I have to say that they're pretty cute. The Pikmin flower isn't a magical bag of seeds. It isn't a new species of flower. The Pikmin flower was just a simple name change for a short-lived promotion. All of this time, people were making it a bigger thing than it ever actually was. And that's the thing about human beings. We're really, really shitty at remembering how things were. And even though I couldn't get the exact flower for my girlfriend, she still loves them. And you know what? In the end, that's the only thing that really matters. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Oh my god, I burped in the middle of that. The Copacabana, music and passion were always the fashion.